don't have a lot of time anyway, so if you want to see it, I can point you to the website. So to build on what we did, there's a few opportunities. We can extend where it goes to, and as I say, because you can't just have a tool sitting there online, you need it to be taken out to businesses while there is not already a pre-existing community of practice around resource recovery. So, you know, some sort of outreach program is going to be beneficial. We need to establish a governance structure for the tool, because one part of the research identified that it's really important that a third party manages this tool. It can't be government, and it shouldn't really be a business either. It needs to be an independent body for it to, for a range of reasons, including conflict of interest, privacy and confidentiality issues, and just trust, general trust issues. We also need to, there's functionality of the tool still needs work before it can be really used on a broad scale, particularly on the administrative side. So whoever's administering the tool, if they're browsing through the listings or the businesses that are in the tool, it's at the moment it's probably a bit cumbersome. If it gets a lot of use, if there's a lot of users, it'll become a bit difficult. So that, along with other things like streamlining the database queries so it loads quickly. At the moment it's a bit slow to load because there's so much data going into it. So there's a few things that have to be fixed up before it can really take its own, what do they call it? Go viral. And then finally, the long-term sort of picture is developing brand value, so that, you know, a local area says we've got a lot of buy-in to this tool, and that means it's a positive place to do business. For, you know, because it means there's networking, there's communications about waste, there's an understanding of resource recovery, that kind of thing. I won't go into this detail just to save on time, but this sort of concept of, you start with physical exchanges and you start to build trust through that process, and then learnings come from that, and you get some innovation around new things that you can do with resource recovery, and eventually that leads to that branding kind of like, well, you know, we've got this business community here that we're really proud of, and we're all talking and we reuse resources, and industrial ecology is a very strong aspect of this community. But that's, yeah, as I say, quite a long-term kind of lofty goal. But in for the next steps in the short term, the tool needs buy-in from businesses, and so what we're trying to do at the moment is seek involvement from councils and we're currently working with the Bauer, who, if you're not familiar with them, they're a they're a recycling business in Marrickville.
A not-for-profit.
Not-for-profit organisation that we're working with them to try and figure out costing and a model for them to manage the tool, to administer it, be that third party to run it. ISF would be seeking to fix up the things that need fixing to get it from pilot to polished kind of tool. And then currently the other issue is that the IP is with Auburn and Parramatta City Councils, so if there is buy-in from other councils and that contributes to its development, that needs to be resolved. It's not really an issue because it's an open source kind of application, so it's the code is open to the web community, web developer community, and essentially it's open to use to anyone. And in that sense, what we're seeking is some sort of buy-in, like investment in the tool, I guess, but in good faith, such that, well, if councils or whoever don't choose to do that, it's not like they're going to be stopped from using it, because right now it's live on the web and anyone can use it and anyone can access it. It's just the more it gets used, the more likely it'll have rogue entries and the moderation won't work, and it might even fall over without the necessary administration. And we do have some interest from City of Sydney, and Auburn's reinvesting again, hopefully, in the coming years, and also Taree might be interested at this stage, and Taree's also looking to take it to the regional network up there, as I understand it. And that's